All right, everyone, we can go ahead and get started. I am going to show you our AI agents in ProLine and how to set them up and use them. Go ahead and share my screen. The great thing about our AI agents is this is someone who can answer the phones for you after hours and on weekends. Additionally, if you don't have somebody to help answer the phones during the day, you can also set their hours for that time as well. They are very customizable. So let's take a look here. I'm going to actually go to Manage Team. We're going to add them as if they are a seat on your account. I have two on mine. I have Terrence and Charlotte. You can actually use any of these voices. And I'm going to use just the scheduling agent. That's what we're working with right now to receive calls and make outbound calls. I can show you a little bit later about how you could add an AI agent to one of your campaigns to call an inbound lead. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new AI agent. We can listen to their voices and just double check that we're comfortable with how they sound. Okay, let's go with Claire. She seems to be somebody that we're using a lot. We can play.
I'm Claire, part of your ProLine team. I'll make sure every new lead gets followed up with and scheduled fast.
All right, so let's listen to Atlas.
You've got Atlas on your team now. I'm your ProLine scheduling assistant, working 24/7 for you.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's just say that we chose Claire for this demo, and I'm going to um, scroll down here to add agent. And when you add an agent, you do need to also choose a phone number for them. But before I move forward, I can use this voice for Claire, or I can choose any of the other voices. I can rename Claire and I can choose location. So if you have multiple locations, you can assign agents to different locations, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and type in Atlanta, Georgia, and get a phone number. Just select this one, confirm choice. It'll just take a couple of minutes to provision. And while it's doing that, we'll go ahead and choose in Atlanta and would like for everything, every task coming in from this or every schedule coming in from this AI agent to be routed to myself. And then you can choose different people, I think up to 10 actually for different, to just if you want to assign the task to multiple people, you can do that too. I can choose a stage for the task, minimum hours notice. So if I have a really tight territory, I could just say I just need 3 hours notice during business hours to schedule an inspection, for example, if that's what I'm having them schedule. But I could also extend that if I have a larger territory and I want to not be tight on time. My event type, I have two. I just have inspection and other event, but all of the event types that you have here will show. And I can also choose lead pre-qualification. So this is if you want to determine you want to sort of put these into a different bucket in your projects list so that somebody can go through them and look at them later. Um, I mean, this is where we're considering disqualified projects. So they could disqualify someone based on like, oh, they're not looking for a roof, they're looking for a shower. We don't do that. But just to give you that list and make sure that you can go through them, a human can go through them and just make sure. You can also review all of their calls and transcripts so that you can double check without having to go and re-listen to every single thing. Opening line, we can make this whatever we want. And I can enable or disable the following disclose AI or disclose call recording. It's kind of like 50-50 right now, whether people are doing that. And then service descriptions. So I'm keeping mine really simple. I've seen other accounts that have really more in-depth content here. With AI, we're sort of like giving it an arena to play in, and I don't want to confuse it if I say we do roof replacements and we do, metal and jingles and all these things, but I don't say something, maybe it will assume that we don't do that type of roof. I would rather it just assume we replace all roofs and make that assumption. And then we can, before we show up, review the information left from the call and the task. And then obviously the sales rep going out to the inspection can make that call. And so that's sort of how I prefer to do it. But everybody can choose their destiny on this. The other thing that you can do, which I have done with one of my other agents, Charlotte, is I use a custom voice. I actually recorded my own voice so that when we called Charlotte, it sounded like me. And I want to show you how that works. I'm hoping that you're hearing my um, voice come through on this, but you guys let me know, of course, if you can't hear whenever we do this. Let's go ahead and call this phone number. Let's see myself here. I'm going to be able to play the agents and you'll be able to hear them. Just going to have to do this without headphones. So I apologize if the audio is not ideal, but let's play Terrence.
This is Terrence, your round-the-clock appointment setter, and I'm built right into ProLine.
And Claire.
I'm Claire, part of your ProLine team. I'll make sure every new lead gets followed up with and scheduled fast.
And then I recorded my own voice for Charlotte, which is the one that I'd like to demo for you on a minute, but let me just pause really quick and just make sure that you all heard that. If you guys are open to it, since I have multiple of you on the call, I'm going to give you a phone number to dial, and my voice is going to answer the phone. Obviously, I'm on with you, so it's not me, but go ahead and dial it. And if you ask me to schedule an inspection or anything like that, you're going to see this task get created over here to the left. So go ahead and call this phone number here, the 678-846-3896. So you can hear what it sounds like when you record your own voice. And I did see somebody ask the question whether you can test these voices. So yes, even if you have not upgraded to use this tool yet, you can still go to your hamburger menu, go to manage team, and you can go to AI agents and just play around with listening to the voices here. You would need a seat in order to add the agent and to upgrade your account, but that is one thing that you can do. So I'll be looking for these tasks to populate here, but in the meantime, I do want to show you really quick how you might add one of these agents to your chat or to your inbound leads into your campaign. So let's go to a campaign in the speed to lead folder. I'm going to edit my website leads that come in. So I can choose, let's say instead of sending myself a push notification when somebody calls, I'm going to have this, I now have this option to use an AI agent to call them. I can choose which agent. So I have 3. I'm going to have Claire give them a call, and then I can tell it exactly what I want them to say to them to open the conversation after this comes in. I also have the ability to start this immediately, restrict to business hours. You know, when a website lead comes in, obviously they're sitting there ready to probably have this conversation, even if it's 9 o'clock at night. It might be good to just have them call very quickly in this situation, but it's up to you and how you want to get this set up. And then look, so I have my task coming in here. The roof repair inspection request, callback request for Brett, roof repair appointment request. So these are all going to happen immediately as they come in. I'm still going to get a task especially if she was unable to schedule. And I actually think I might have my actual calendar connected and it thinks I have no time.
to book, but if you have multiple assignees on there, you can book. It will see what calendar you have connected and actually schedule your events accordingly. Your inspections or other events, I think it's best for inspections. And you can have your own process if you want to give them a call before you actually show up. You can there's a lot of really creative ways that you can use these AI agents. Let me check on our Q&A again and see where we're at. So we have had a lot of interaction today. So the AI does answer calls, but it also can make phone calls out. A couple of other things that the agents are going to be able to do shortly is we're going to be able to do outbound one-to-many calls and messages. So you'll also be able to text with the agent. If somebody texts you back, you can set it. So let's say that the agent calls a lead, the lead texts and says, hey, I can't answer this right now. You can go and still see all of your agent's calls and messages. So I can go into my SMS, my messages, and my AI agent messages, and I can check and respond as the agent. So I don't have to, they're not going to just go off into Neverland. You're going to be able to list them here and respond as them, just as you would check your other messages. And then in your calls, you're going to be able to review your call, not just take a look at the phone calls themselves, but you can review the transcripts, rate the calls. It will automatically rate based on the parameters that you set. We have some that we're going to put in there for you, but you could take a look and just see, like, did that sound like it was going well? Especially if you received a call that wasn't about scheduling, maybe it was a complaint from a customer or something like that, and you just want to see how those are getting handled. Let me just check really quick again on your Q&A, make sure that we don't have any hanging out there. So yes, Jim, you can take a look at the AI agents, and you can also call mine and have a conversation with them. Can it summarize the call into key points and takeaway notes? Yes. So the system does summarize the call to key points and takeaway notes. And again, it will rate the call. And it cannot transfer the call to a live person right now. So that's call tree activity. And that's something that we're implementing in ProLine just as a system, but we haven't done that yet. Once that's complete, then yes, your agent will be able to transfer calls to a live person. All right. Well, if you do have any questions, you can always reach me, Emily at proline.app, and you can also reach out to our support or sales team if you want to have a conversation about upgrading your account. But we look forward to seeing how our agents get used. They're already being adopted really well. The industry is very forward thinking. It seems like everyone's really enjoying using the agent. So I hope you guys do too. Have a good afternoon. Thanks so much.